I know. I'm saving up for that shower curtain and skateboard.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
We can get you a discount code.
Yeah.
I wanna beat somebody to death with the skateboard and then wrap them in the shower curtain.
Yeah, that's what it's there for.
Yeah.
Well, that's
You reclassified that section as murder weapons.
that is obviously the gateway to this episode of Rabbit Troop Sucks. Murder for our merchandise. Is that a hashtag?
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, Jeremy just confessed to it, so
Merchandise.
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Nice, Mike, and nice, Collin, for being astute on that, where we're not going to jail,
Yeah.
but Jeremy is. Jeremy certainly is.
bye.
Yeah, whoops. I hope you enjoy the shower curtain. Welcome back. We are Rabbit Troop Sucks. We are a podcast about obscure, forgotten about, and often overlooked films. And yeah, we got a lot to be saying to you because we're coming to you today with Waterworld 1995. And as always, I am Paul. Next to me is Paladin Mike.
Oh, hey.
And we got La-Mar. Mm-hmm. And we got Jeremy.
Hello.
Oh.
I wasn't expecting that. And we have Collin.
Yo.
Yeah, we got a lot to say about this weird film that for many people feel has failed. But let's just jump into a little bit of summary. In a future where the polar ice caps have melted and Earth is almost entirely submerged, a mutated mariner fights starvation and outlaw quote-unquote smokers, and reluctantly helps a woman and a young girl try to find dry land. With this, we are Rabbit Troop Sucks. As I noted, we look at obscure, forgotten about, and often overlooked films. And a little announcement. We will be at Minicon coming up in a couple weeks. September 21st, Saturday, we got some Minicon.
The Aurora Minicon. Not
Yeah.
to be confused with, I don't know, other Minicons.
Arvada.
Yeah.
All the
Greeley
Minicons?
Minicon.
Yeah, and Mike and I will be representing Rabbit Troop Sucks. We'll be going on a little afternoon, and our topic of focus is It Doesn't Take Christmas, our favorite film redemption stories. So we'll give you some film redemption stories, and Mike and I should probably figure out what some of our favorite film redemption stories are. That's the Christmas
Between
miracle.
now and then, we'll come up with whatever that is.
Yeah, so hopefully you join us in Aurora. Last year we were there. It was a lot of fun. Collin was there as well. Collin, are you going to be at Minicon?
Yeah, I think I will.
Look at Collin showing up. La-Mar might show up.
Maybe.
Jeremy spiritually will be there.
Yeah.
I
I can zoom in.
yeah.
Or fly down.
Yeah, do it. It doesn't take Christmas, buddy.
Oh, yeah.
That's your redemption story. You left your family and you redeemed yourself for us.
There you go. My redemption story is being a bad father.
You're making your own redemption story as it unfolds for all of us. I need to make a clarification from our last episode. Not really a clarification. I need to make an expansion and a note. I can't. Sometimes I just get excited with these films, and it just gets crazy. But last time around, we did Tremors, and I didn't tell you about your director, Ron Underwood, who is also the director of City Slickers. And I'm like, how can I not have said that with all the City Slickers connections we've had this summer, which was
That's
not
true.
It wasn't like strategic on my end, but it was like every time we looked up someone, I'm like, that dude was in City Slickers, or that dude was associated with City Slickers. Wow. 80s, early 90s, everyone likes a City Slickers.
Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't mention that. But
Yeah, buddy.
I could have sworn like you did.
He kept it to himself, so he could talk
like
about
a
it this
weird
week.
thread.
We're gonna go back to the
This
Tremors.
is the only way we could work City Slickers into this.
You know what it was?
Like a psycho, like if you like when you go in the bathroom, guys, if like you pull out like one of the hung pictures and turn it around, it's actually like a red thread. It's like a red thread, like a serial killer just through movies. I'm like, they'll never know it's all City Slickers. No, it was just crazy. I was like, oh my god, it's actually the director. Like we've noted so many actors who have been in it. I was like, now it's actually the director, and I forgot to say something. So
I think it's one of those things where you have mentioned this off air to us numerous times, where we get on air and it kind of spaces your mind when we're recording the episode.
We just have so many things to cover. A director, writers, sometimes the composers, just little known facts about this. Rami, who's been on the show numerous times, has often noted like, oh, that person's been in the X-Files, or we all jokingly collectively have said, or any version of Law and Order.
Yeah.
But yeah, or City Slickers apparently. Like that's the go-to movie of the 80s and 90s. Like you have association with City Slickers, like all right.
Yeah.
You knew Jack Palance. I get it.
You haven't made it until you've been in City Slickers or Law and Order.
Right.
There you go.
Or Waterworld, 1995.
That's the measure of Hollywood success.
There is Land. I have seen it. Waterworld in 1995, as said by Jim Carrey in The Cable Guy. We got this director, Kevin Reynolds, who is also the director of Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. I, side note, love Robin Hood, as many probably do.
Yes.
Also, The Count of Monte Cristo. I think I've seen that once.
I love that less.
Yeah, that's probably.
The Guy Pearce in that one?
Yes.
Caviezel.
Oh, Caviezel, yeah.
Yeah, I think Guy Pearce is in it too. I think he's
the bad,
Fernand.
yeah.
Wow, what year was that?
2002.
It was,
Yeah.
wow.
Writer
I forgot about
Peter
Jim
Rader, and another writer, David. I can't read my own handwriting.
Hasselhoff.
Well, this David, he wrote the Fugitive screenplay, so I was like, that's pretty cool.
That is cool.
Waterworld, our big star is going to be, Kevin Costner and, I think we'll have three, but it'll be Kevin Costner, Jeanne Tripplehorn, and Dennis Hopper. I'm like, those are your three. Jack Black does have a cameo, and I thought it was funny. Also in Cable Guy.
Yeah.
So was that like an inside joke in the script of Cable Guy? Jack
Maybe.
Black's like, don't
Hey.
make fun of that movie, bro.
And they did.
It was last year. That's all I had.
So I read that Kevin Reynolds did not really enjoy working with Kevin Costner on both Prince of Thieves and this particular film.
I read that about this film. I did not know that about Prince of Thieves. What was said about that?
They had a falling out filming that particular movie, and then there's some producer like set up a dinner or a lunch, and they got together, hashed things out, and he
Water
kind
dinner?
of acted as an intermediary between these two.
Yeah.
They eventually reconciled. They filmed this film, but like halfway through it, I guess, they got into it again, like creative differences and whatnot.
Well, I mean,
Kevin Reynolds was probably like, "Hey, our budget was $85 million." And Kevin Costner, you're a fucking moron.
Kevin
you know?
Costner was like, you don't know how high I could fly. Well, I mean,
He's like, have you drank my piss? No.
Well, I mean, I'm just highlighting. I remember moments when this movie was released, and I'm not trying to side with the director just based on my limited knowledge. That Kevin Costner wanted a ton of reshoots. He was like, no joke. I was like, I remember reading. He's like, I don't like how my hair looks. I think they had to digitally edit some hair in. And this is like huge budget costs, especially for the time. So again, I'm not just trying to side with the director, but they had an insane budget to begin with, and then to be like, we're gonna need a lot more time and some reshoots.
Kevin, the island sank. We don't have the money to rebuild it.
Right.
All of your chest hair is CGI. Like, we don't have the money for this.
What I was noting to Collin is, I remember. I mean, we were too old for this, Jeremy, you and I. But I remember, just when things were released, this had like some kind of toy line. And, I can't even imagine how much that toy line bombed.
Just rickety boats, like you could buy a rickety boat.
The toys are just packs of cigarettes
Yeah. That's
Cigarettes and plywood.
and smeat.
maybe that's how they marketed it. Like, hey, your dad's gonna buy a pack of cigarettes, but with every pack comes a Waterworld toy. So now you
can only get it through using Marlboro bucks.
yeah, you and Paps can now enjoy it together. Jesus Christ, like Marlboro Miles, like a catalog. Oh, Daddy, I want the Waterworld beach blanket. Anything for you. That little water baby.
Keep smoking. Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Well, I guess people named Kevin can't work together, I guess, right?
No.
Yeah.
Costner hated Reynolds, and Reynolds hated Costner. And
Kevin
they threw
Costner.
a whole lot of a lot of money down the drain on this one.
He seems like he would be difficult to work with.
I mean,
Yeah, he
going
seems
back,
weird.
if we ever do Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, which I'm actually not opposed to,
Yeah.
just really Kevin Costner is fine in it for me. It is 100% Alan Rickman in that movie.
Yeah.
As the sheriff of Nottingham. I've seen that movie more recently than most movies we go through. So maybe half a year ago, and maybe a half a year ago before that. And always going back to that movie, I'm like, does this movie hold up? And Alan Rickman's character absolutely does. He's like a witty lunatic, and it's awesome. The comedic parts make sense. his fascination with just ruling the land makes sense. It's like, I don't know, if Stewie Griffin was the Prince of Nottingham or the Sheriff of Nottingham. Like that's the movie, and it's awesome.
I can see that. That definitely makes a little sense. I mean, it sounds weird saying if Stewie Griffin was the Sheriff of Nottingham, but yeah, I can see it.
I said what I said.
There's a 175-minute version of this film out there somewhere.
Yeah, we were talking about that.
I was saying that to the guys. Like, I read a little bit of trivia, and it seemed like some maybe fans or some like people in the loop got a hold of this, put it together, and then I guess they actually released this officially. I was not willing to watch an extended version. I've seen this movie before, and I was fine going back, but more than the 2 hours and 10 minutes we watched, I'm okay with.
I feel like there might be an edit out there that someone broke this down to a good 90 minutes, and it could still make a lot of sense.
Now La-Mar is talking the talk I need to get behind.
Yeah, maybe 80 minutes.
La-Mar, you had me at 90.
You're never going to see a Kevin Costner movie.
Now I'm signing
Fucking coming in at 90 minutes.
Now I'm 80. I mean,
hell yeah, we can get it.
I was like, wow, this guy knows his target audience.
We can do it. We can do it. Well, I'm not gonna finagle my way into marketing this movie down into 90 minutes, but I'm pretty sure someone has, and if so, they're the good man.
Hear me out, La-Mar. 3-part minisodes.
Each 30 minutes each.
I was going to say 25 minutes apiece.
Damn, you did it. We got a TV series, Waterworld, a TV series.
Yeah. Watch it anytime I want.
We can even do an animated series.
You know, there is land. I've seen it, so.
Yeah. It's right over there.
It was.
All they had to do was look, and it was right there.
You know, this movie starts off almost like a metaphor as half the universe feels about this movie. Just some guy pissing off the side of a boat. And that is a literal opening.
I think this movie would have been way better had we found out at the end these are all just a bunch of simpletons and like nothing's happened and they just happen to stumble upon Florida out of the Atlantic.
They just got lost off the coast.
just really bad sailors that thought the world went to hell, and it was actually like we're just lost in the Atlantic for several years.
Fantastic.
Oh man.
This movie, I mean, from what we have said, has like totally bombed. Like, it was so over budget when it was released. It was so insane that it didn't recoup its money, and I'm sure it has since. But do I think this movie is as bad as everyone says it is? I don't, like, by any means. Now, La-Mar saying this movie could be cut down, I 100% agree. There's so much fluff in this movie. The reason this is 2 hours and 10 minutes is kind of asinine in my mind. Mm-hmm. I mean, do any of you feel this movie is long enough? Or
I mean, this movie goes by real quick for me. It doesn't feel like a long watch. You mean you could cut stuff out of a lot of movies, this one included, but like, I don't know, when I'm watching this movie, I'm not thinking like, oh, they could get rid of this scene. I'm just having a good time.
The length doesn't really help the movie in some parts that I'm thinking where it can be cut, and we'll get into it. I mean, there's a lot of action scenes that I think go on too long.
Yeah.
And I think that's where the crux of where you can cut a lot of the time out, and the movie still could be coherent with 90, like I said, 80 minutes.
I actually totally agree, because there's gonna be other scenes that are actually like slow and meditative, and I don't want those cut out. And I do, it's kind of weird, I also would cut down on some of these weird action scenes. I just feel that's the problem I'm gonna have with this movie, the length of this film. There are some things that just drag on, but overall I'm not like angry I watched this again. I don't think it's as bad as anyone like really says it is. But some of the scenes just kind of go on. And that's why when Jeremy was like, there's an extended cut, I'm like, I'm good.
I would watch it. I would definitely watch it.
I would watch it in my lifetime, like, for sure. Like, by all means.
They go into the background of, like, the cousin's religion of the Valdez.
Oh. Actually, that's not the part that I feel like could be elaborated on.
Yeah, I was like, wow, that's not selling me. I was like, oof.
What? I mean, I'd still watch
They also,
it.
I think they go more into, like, there's a couple of other communities that they visit.
I said from the get-go, I thought this would be like a cool role-playing game. Like you're just like
Yeah.
going like water city to water city trading, and then like on the side to collect materials, you have to do like weird fishing and fighting. I could see it. Waterworld video game. TM. Rabbit Troop sucks. Taking it over.
Before we get into this movie, just ask you boys, why do you think it failed so badly? Was it really that over budget, do you think? Or, I mean...
I think it made news because the fucking island kept sinking and it was going over budget and it was like a production nightmare. And I think that news... I mean, back then there was no like internet review. I mean, you had a lot less access to find out what was going on with stuff. So I think it just kind of skewed the opinion of
Just
the public.
bad press.
Yeah, it just got a lot of bad press, and people were like, eh.
Yeah.
I mean, I went to see it specifically because I wanted to see a huge train wreck, and because I liked Robin Hood.
Well, yeah, so let's do a comparison to Robin Hood. So I probably saw Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, like 3 times in the theater. I think everyone...
Jesus.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was like, I think a summer release, and that was just like another thing, like, what do you do? Like, I totally saw the movies multiple times because it was like $4 to see a movie again. And again, as Jeremy and I have said numerous times, our parents just like, go see a movie, bye. But Robin Hood, if you're going to make a comparison, has literally everything. Like, that is a movie that I think most people wouldn't dislike. There's comedic elements. There's actually like a narrative, drawn out, kind of well done romance element. So everyone's kind of in. You get action, you get adventure. It's a period piece. Everyone's like, okay, like you could bring your families. There's not like anything. And I think they're like in like the mentality of this movie was Kevin Costner's back with his director. We're going to make like Robin Hood in the Sea. And there's not really a romantic element. And the story is just
Robin of the Sea.
right. It's just not as cohesive. And then there's like implications of rape. Like that's not the family movie you want to go to. So I'm like, I think there's that. So like people, like if I had to guess, then saw it. And then the success of Robin Hood was like people saw it numerous times like me. I think Robin Hood sold well on VHS, like as an at-home rental and success with people buying it. I know we had a copy of Robin Hood when I was younger. It was like an affordable VHS release. So
Yeah.
I think there was a lot of things I would assume kind of banking on that. Maybe they were just like, shit, we're gonna get this toy line going, and they're like, Star Wars be damned. People are gonna be like, our failed Robin Hood toy line did well. Waterworld is gonna be a riveting success.
Man.
I don't know. I think Robin Hood is just a character that everybody has known through generations.
Absolutely. Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah. 1995 was a pretty stacked year, too. They had Braveheart, Apollo 13. They could do a lot of other way bigger
damn.
movies that
Yeah.
were...
Yeah.
So,
No
it
wonder
meant,
why.
you know, if you're trying to have a huge epic movie and you stack it up against a bunch of other movies that are really good,
Right,
this
like-
isn't like...
Like episode 100, Hackers,
Yeah.
There you
Boom.
go. Is that 94? 94?
95.
95.
Oh, wow. How about that?
All right.
You know, before we get into, let's get into this movie. But before we do, there is one thing that pisses me off about this entire fucking movie, and it just gripes the shit out of me. Everybody in this fucking movie is dirty as shit, man. And like the water is right fucking there. Like just get in the water.
Well, one
right?
of the main characters
Bathe.
can't fucking swim, so they don't like it.
I don't see what the problem is.
There's also,
Yeah.
and this is like a spoiler for later, and I totally forgot about this until we watched it. There's also now sea monsters, so people don't go in the water a ton.
That would be something I would like to see explained a little more.
Yeah.
The sea monsters.
Yeah, they barely touched
They
on
obviously have a regular sleep cycle, Mike. All right.
Yeah.
You just don't
Sure.
go in the water when they're awake.
Well, let's talk other gross things that would most likely happen, but doesn't in this film. So they're like killing people. Like people are like dying, and they quote unquote recycle them when they get to
They
this
put them
town.
in that yellow goo
Why?
corral.
Why is there not cannibalism happening? Like I have to assume there would be cannibalism.
Well, it seems like they have plenty of food to eat.
Do they?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
there's
I-
sea monsters.
Yeah,
because
there's plenty of sea
because
monsters.
everyone's really complaining their asses off about not having enough food, like all throughout this movie.
I think it's the food. It's more of the clean water.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah, I mean, if you're stranded.
everywhere.
Yeah,
take a
that's
drink.
true. water everywhere. Why not have a drink?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Homer Simpson can't be wrong.
Right.
Finding the clean water was really the more pressing issue than finding food for everybody in this movie. I think.
Strangely, it didn't really cause any true issues.
Yeah, they were doing all right. Kevin Costner just should have showed other people how to make his little pee machine. No one else seemed to have that.
That's true.
Also, I mean, let's just jump into it.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
Kevin
illustrated
Costner
right.
makes it to like a trading town.
Yeah.
Like, let's note that.
An atoll, is that what they called him?
Yeah.
Yeah, the atoll.
After he takes a wee, he sees some guy, and he takes his limes,
He has a lime tree. Yeah.
and he's like, aha, and that guy dies. And now Kevin Costner is going to like a trading town that's like on the sea.
Full of dirty people that don't have food or water.
Yeah, and we're going to quickly learn that Kevin Costner is a mutant. He has gills behind his ears and webbed feet. And although, I'm just going to cut to the chase on this one. Although this town is eventually, like, we could talk about what he does here in a second, but I want to talk about him as a mutant that we don't really understand in the backdrop. There's sea monsters, there's mutations, there's all sorts of stuff happening. This dude seems super ideal to have in your back pocket. Like, they're like, let's kill him. Oh my God. Like,
Right, can we pay you any amount of money to work for us?
Yeah, like, dude,
you seem to be doing really well out here.
Yeah, you seem to have access to dirt. How about, like, even if you have to enslave that guy, which I'm not advocating, like, that sounds really terrible, but you seem like this ruthless town would not want to kill him. They'd be like,
Right.
we need this guy in our employ. Like,
Right,
this guy
like,
could go underwater.
You
like,
are
get
uniquely
stuff.
equipped to solve literally all of our problems.
Right. So maybe when they're talking about breeding, they don't want to do that because of mutations, but like having that guy and his skill set seems super ideal in this shit world. This shit world called Waterworld.
Well, it's pretty crazy too how he could have not gotten in any of this trouble if he had just slept with somebody.
Oh, yeah, if he had boned that dude's daughter, he could have just left.
You know what?
I know, man. I know.
Rabbit Troop Sucks has highlighted an ethos and a mentality since day one. And it's when you're in a tough jam, you've got to bone your way out. And for shame. For shame.
Maybe he doesn't.
Bone
Maybe
your way out.
Maybe the gills aren't the only mutation.
The opportunity presented itself. He didn't even have to initiate it. He could have boned his way out.
Maybe he's got like a penetrating fin, like a shark does, or something.
Yeah.
Mike.
He does. He's got a weird.
Wouldn't that be his t-shirt?
Mike said that and he just threw me
Penetrating
so off. I'm calling Mike by the wrong name.
Damn it, Mark.
Or he's got the old corkscrew.
That's the big beef action right there.
Or he's got the old corkscrew penis.
Paladin Mark.
Yeah, we don't know that the gills are the only thing.
There's a lot of stuff that can be going on with
It's
this
too
dude.
late. The boning has already begun.
That's right.
The bone in.
Get out your fish scale.
But he turned down that lady, and now they're like, why is he turning down sex with a beautiful damsel?
That
And then they
man's
search
been
him.
at sea way too long not to have sex with my daughter. This seems suspicious to me.
Does it seem fishy?
Get out. Nah, I'm just kidding. That was strong.
Flip flop.
Oh God.
Yeah. Fuck.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna have to recover from that one.
Well, he gets in there and like the sheriff of the town essentially, he's like, you know who I am? He's like, I know what you're all about. And he's like, well, I'm gonna give you 2 hours. I only need 1. I'm like, maybe you should just shut your mouth and take what he wants, and like you don't need to sass the guy.
Right.
Yeah.
Like maybe you will need 2 hours. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
Like eventually a family's gonna be like, please, the bone in me.
It's typical machismo.
Oh, you're definitely gonna need 2 hours.
Machismo versus your typical mer person and your mayor of Shantytown, you know.
So I want to highlight Kevin Costner never has a name in the movie, but on IMDb they listed him as Mariner. So
Yeah, I think 2 or 3
you go.
people refer to him as a mariner in this movie.
Yeah.
call him Merman.
Merman.
Nice.
Mermaider.
I'm a merman, Dad. Got the black lung. Yeah, so he's got his chits, I guess. Whatever the currency is.
Yeah, how many?
chits.
How many chits do you need?
He traded 62 chits for a jar of
The more you
dirt.
say it, it sounds worse.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to stop saying it right
It
now.
actually sounds like a racial slur. I don't like it.
We're all on the list now.
Got my big bucket of chits.
But as he's trying to like leave or not bone that chick, someone sees his little gills, his little behind the ear gills.
Gillards!
Like, he's a muto or whatever. And I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These people hate mutants, man.
Well, they've
It's
never
explained.
They've never
Like, I
seen
don't
one
get it.
before, but they thought that it was a possibility, and now they hate it
Well,
immediately.
but so what's weird about this, he has followed all of their laws and regulations, and to cut to the chase, they're going to find him guilty. And then they put him in a cage, and we could go through this. But the next morning, they're like, through deliberation, like, we found that you're a threat. And I was like, he was leaving. He was getting on his boat to leave.
Right.
They're like the boning in? He's like, nah,
No.
thanks. And he's like, I'm leaving. And I was like, that even seems to improve his case. Like, I was just leaving. Maybe you have a problem with me breeding. Cool, I said no as I was leaving. But we found you
Trying
a
to get
threat.
out of your hair, yeah. No, but it didn't work. So they put him in a cage, and they're going to dump him in the yellow recycle goo.
You got to recycle goo.
Yeah.
What is that? So they dump
Come
dead
on, Jeremy,
bodies
it's
in
goo.
there, and then like what does this goo turn into? Like what
No one-
resource does it serve?
Nothing.
Is
No
it
one
just
knows.
a pool of fucking shit?
It's just a gross pool.
Sometimes you just go to the goo pool and reflect.
Yeah. It
Jeremy, I think
reminds you how good you got it.
yeah.
Yeah.
If
I
you
think-
commit an infraction, you have to like go reflect around the goo pool.
Yeah, you do.
we were talking about the extended scenes and director's cut. I think that goo is probably explained in it.
There's a whole explanation. Of
Yeah,
the goo. Okay,
like
good.
a
Yeah.
30-minute
I like that.
explanation.
Now that's the info that I
There
need.
you
Mike,
go.
it's a glory hole of goo.
I see. Well,
It's the town goo. Everyone's had a poke.
yeah, maybe. The night before the gooing, we're introduced to three more characters. We have Gregor.
Mike, if you don't reference him as old Greg
Old Greg,
for the
yeah.
rest of the movie, which I even put in my notes, shame on you.
Sorry. Well, we have old Greg.
Thank you.
We have Deb from Napoleon Dynamite.
You ever drink Bailey's out of a shoe?
You want to go to a club where people pee on each other?
No.
The Mariner does, I think.
Damn right, Mariner wants a party.
And we have the Tripplehorn.
You know, a side note, why does Mariner have like a guest flotation device to go underwater?
Why does he have any of this shit?
Just want to throw that.
Yeah, there's a lot of questions.
Why you
I
threw that
have.
out there? Hey, extended cut. You got to get into it.
It's like one day I'll meet someone who will visit me under the sea. Under the sea.
Maybe he uses
the
it
sea.
sometimes.
Why? He
I
has
don't know.
skills.
Maybe using the gills
Tired of
sucks.
breathing through these
Yeah.
gills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can imagine there's places under the sea where you can't breathe with your gills.
You know, those gills will rust right up on you.
Maybe he gets stuff stuck in there.
Nice. Very nice.
He's got gill debris.
He's got gunky gills.
Maybe it's like a depth thing where you can only free dive so far, but he got the bubble. I don't know.
That sounded like a weird slang. Free diving, you only got the bubble.
Yeah,
Plus rhymes
all-
on
it's
the
all-
side. RTS style.
dude, it's all Mariner slang. You just got to get with the lingo.
Yeah.
I don't want to associate with that.
Yeah.
But now with that mutant.
Okay. Well, we meet all these three people. Gregor is talking about this girl has a fucking tattoo for some reason.
Gregor's such a wank.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't know anything. I'm
a
old
dumb old
man.
man.
I'm going to float away in a balloon like a chick.
But he
I feel like that girl would have thrashed around a lot getting that tattoo. You know?
Yeah.
Like a little kid getting a tattoo
Nah, it's good.
on their back.
Hey, it's cool.
I don't know.
yeah.
Give a kid a lollipop.
There you go. Drug her up and
Yeah, why
bam. Tattoo her back.
wooden toy?
Pure hydro. Hey, sit
Pure
through
hydro.
sit through this. Mommy's getting a thimble of dirt.
Holy shits.
I do like the part where he's trading for the dirt earlier, and the guy's like tasting it, like, yeah, this is sweet, delicious dirt.
Yeah. Well, I'll say to that, I don't give a sack of chits.
But he did. The Mariner got a sack of chits.
He doubled down. I want double chits.
He got
True.
124.
I got they're just like, all right.
Yeah. Fine.
Well, I'm like,
You guys are terrible at fucking.
Yeah, what the fuck?
well, my thought, the bargaining was like, all right, like we're gonna give you 62 chits. Like, he's like, I want double that. He has to spend it in the town, so who the shit
Yeah. I
cares?
was
Like, all right.
Is he gonna like? Yeah.
Like in the town has nothing, so he's like, I'm gonna buy her water in this tree that doesn't have any tomatoes.
I think
Oh,
he
the shelves from the store.
He bought like
You
their
won't be needing
fixture.
these.
So the whole town was it's crazy anyway because they had trees in this atoll that had dirt underneath them. They didn't need any more dirt.
Yeah.
Yo, what are they
they're
doing
like,
with the
oh.
dirt?
We like, yeah, this
we're
half a
eating
bag
it
of
like that
dirt
guy.
is it's gonna change our fucking lives, guys.
You come worm people.
Maybe originally they're just like kind of philanthropists and they're like, dude, this dude's been out in the ocean for a long time. He really needs some help.
Yeah.
He thinks dirt is valuable. Let's cut him a break.
They didn't. They just gave him that girl because they felt bad. They didn't. It wasn't about like
Yeah.
reproduction.
Also, this town seems super corrupt, so I don't really understand why there was like hesitation of letting this guy in. Like, you're gonna kill him and take all his stuff. The end.
Right. Yeah. Who knows? They thought he was a smoker spy.
But yeah, and the sheriff seems like kind of sorry. He's like, yeah, sorry about this.
He's an honorable man.
Yeah, like again, throughout the movie, that's I guess just said right now. And he's like, I will follow the law. Mm-hmm. And cool.
What law though? They don't even
Yeah.
have to
They
fucking
make it up
paper.
as
Like
they
even later in the movie, he's not like a big
You know?
like help. He's just like, I am here.
Like, does somebody
Overseeing
else
them.
have like a back tattoo of all the laws at this fucking town?
Oh, you haven't seen the other children? They're called the librarians.
Each one has one law on their back, and there's like 40 of them.
You don't like a law, you just toss him over the wall.
Sometimes people just sit there and read it. They pay you a couple chits. You turn around.
Shit for your thoughts.
God damn.
That's
Good
the
one.
shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, hey, guess what? Morning, as I said, he wakes up and they're going to put him in the goo and recycle him. And smokers!
The smokers.
Yeah, it's Deacon led. We got Deacon, Dennis Hopper. Do you remember the last time we saw Dennis Hopper, Mike?
Yeah. That shitty movie where he's a dipshit hippie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Flashback.
With,
Flashback.
with
That's right.
Kiefer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I mean, clearly known best for Easy,
You guys love that movie, I think.
Easy Rider. I liked parts of that movie, but like that movie just went on forever. There was like parts I enjoyed.
Yeah.
I'd never seen that
Parts.
movie.
I think you're telling me that your favorite Dennis Hopper movie is not the fucking Mario Brothers villain.
Yeah, he is always and will be King Koopa in my mind.
Yeah.
Screw Jack Black, who also is in this movie.
Hey, there's a connection.
Peaches, peaches,
Ooh.
peaches,
Wow.
peaches, peaches.
How is that going to connect back to City Slickers?
Somehow it does.
Speaking of peaches, Jeremy, decades now down the road, have you learned about the teaches of peaches, and what have you learned beyond sex on the beaches?
No, I haven't learned that. Any of that.
No one peaches, teaches of peaches.
I don't
I
know.
have
what you're
millions
talking
of peaches, for free.
Going down the country.
they come from a can?
They eat a bunch of them.
No, wrong peaches. Wrong peaches.
Oh.
Jeremy, nothing is free in Waterworld.
Yeah.
about. I hate that they refer to it as Waterworld.
Yeah, that's
By the way,
Just once, really.
that's
right?
all you need.
I thought it was funny.
I mean, yeah, like what? Holy God, are you serious? Like no one could have just been like quadrant 4 or like anything. Like I live in water.
How many Jan Michael Vincents do you need for that
I
quadrant?
need 72 in that quadrant.
Okay.
Well, if you're ever giving instructions or directions to someone, you'd be like, "Where do you live?" Waterworld.
Waterworld. Yeah.
It's easy.
Yeah. That's like
Frame of mind.
when you were in Tokyo, that is like loading up maps. Like nothing has real street names. So it's like take left at 3 streets ahead of you, then take right at street.
Oh, wow.
You'll be at street and cross street to go left at street. And you're like, okay.
Do the houses have numbers? It's like 3 houses end at house on street.
There's house.
Where do you live? I live at house on street.
I live at Quadrant 4 house.
How do I get to Italian?
Italian's delicious.
You got to go to the mall.
What's the equivalent of Italian for Waterworld? Tuna
Probably
can?
Sea Monster.
Portia Italian, like the other languages they had.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Portuguese.
French.
Yeah.
It's their language. Language of the people.
Yeah.
The smokers are showing up.
Smokers are showing up.
Yeah, they're showing
It's
it.
just getting crazy.
Yeah.
Dennis Hopper's like, we're going to get him.
This is the start of one of the big action scenes where I
Yeah.
thought could be cut down tremendously by maybe 5 minutes. This was a long action scene. It was good.
Why are the
I
smokers
want to know where
here?
they found all these fucking 500-year-old sea-doos, man.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, well,
Like, did the Exxon Valdez have like a shitload of sea-doos?
The Exxon Valdez hauled cigarettes, Smeat, and Sea-Doos. That was the three cargo
Mike,
items.
are you for real asking why are the smokers here?
No, I just think we should explain to the listeners.
Yeah. So these guys just go around. They're basically pirates. They go around just ravaging whatever.
No,
they
they're
find.
there for the girl with the map on her back.
Well, I was gonna lead there, but that's what they have been doing. Like,
Well, yeah, they're doing that.
yeah, like they are pirates and they go place to place. Because later on, they're like, this is how we get oil. This is how we get food.
I don't think they have any oil here.
That is correct. So I would imagine they would then just take all of whatever's there, like whatever it might
Do you think
be.
they
But
would take the goo? Like
Oh
the
my
goo
God, of
vat?
course.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
How do you recycle? But yes, also they're there for the girl who has a map on her back specifically, but clearly they're going to take all the supplies.
Yeah, they're going to take whatever they can get. Especially the goo.
And her name is Enola, if we have not said. And she is with her mom, Helen. And old Greg was there.
And old Greg.
And old Greg is now departing.
Old Greg accidentally sets off his hot air balloon. And he's like, "Oh no, you gotta! I'll come back for you. No, I won't.
Whoops.
Run up the stairs. Oh shit, I'm so sorry." And she's like,
Wait for the tornado.
you fucking dick."
Again, this is another total video game sequence.
Yeah.
Like, oh no, we were going to escape. Like, this is the beginning of the game. Like, I'll
Right.
find you,
Fucking old Greg.
old Greg.
Oh,
I also feel like the smokers lose a lot of guys in each battle that
They
they
got
they fucking get into.
Oh my god, yeah, totally. They are disposable as hell. I was like, there were like 20 dudes that accidentally kill themselves to get into the city. And I was like, all right. But then I was kind of like thinking of the ratio. Like, you think like, all right, well, you know, the people in charge are probably like, dope. Like, as long as some people are dying, like, more supplies for us.
Yeah.
Because they're running out of oil. Like, we soon find. Like, these pirates are kind of at the end of what's happening. And they're not super happy with Deacon, Dennis Hopper.
Well, that's
they're getting
because
tired.
they have like 1,500 dudes living on a fucking boat, man.
Dude, yacht, bro. This is Yacht Rock's
Hey,
origin.
Maybe they
Where's
take
the
the people from the
sausage?
atolls that
Hey,
they capture.
next time we're with Jeremy, we're going to get together. We're going to go to some Yacht Rock concerts. And just,
Is there a lot of yacht rock concerts in fucking Denver?
we're going to have to leave Denver for that.
Leave Denver. Leave the current year.
Yeah, we got a reservoir. We can go down Cherry Creek Reservoir, get our yacht.
I'll blast some Doobie Brothers.
Wow.
We shot down Paul's idea immediately.
I'm still in. I'm back, baby. Second wind.
Yeah.
I feel like Deacon's guys really don't like him because, well, when we're introduced to Deacon, he's just throwing guys at the wall anyway and not carrying. He's
Right.
like, just get a hole in there. Let's go.
He's kind of like the Big Lebowski. If
Yeah.
So it's kind of funny.
Like, fuck.
He's throwing all these people at this wall, and I wrote he's going like, no joke, like a kamikaze style of it's so jarring.
He literally says kamikaze.
And then I said, La-Mar. So I wrote that in my notes, like he's on a kamikaze mission, and then he's like, we now need to go kamikaze. And then he sends in this like other big boat that just has like Gatling guns and bullet strips for days. And I was like, like that's the kamikaze? Like the guy with a big gun doesn't seem as kamikaze as the 20 dudes who rammed themselves into a wall and exploded and died. Like,
Yes.
Was it? Yeah. Well, there was
Well,
the
here's my
kamikaze
other-
boat was like full of gas. It exploded when it hit the wall.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and my other question is, they have like a good 20 Sea-Doos that are racing around. Obviously, some of these Sea-Doos are like going under the fucking water and coming up on the other side of the wall. Why didn't like all 20 Sea-Doos just do that and like overwhelm the fucking compound, man?
Well,
Yeah, and so their big thing is they set up some ramps and they all jump over it now. And
They're
so
doing like
people-
tricks.
Yeah, people are doing like
fucking
jet
show.
skis and stuff like that, and then like these like, you know, the jet skis are going, but then people are also water skiing their way into there. So it's insane. Basically,
They have a plane.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have a plane. It's yeah.
got big Mad Max energy from this scene.
Yeah,
This was Mad Max on the
Yeah,
water.
pretty
Yeah.
much.
That's what they wanted.
And so Kevin Costner, basically his cage falls down. He's fighting some dude. He gets a knife and is able to escape. He picks the lock. He gets into this boat.
No, he doesn't.
How does the lock
Yeah,
break?
The
Janine.
lock, yeah, Janine lets him.
Oh, that's right. That's
Yeah.
right. He tries to do it.
yeah,
with
the,
his
the
knife.
fucking shitty knife breaks.
Yeah, that's right. The knife breaks. Janine helps him out. Who is Helen? Helen is like, "Hey, we're gonna try to help you out." It's Helen and the little girl Enola, and they're like all up on the wall. They're opening this gate. The gate doesn't really open, but then Enola helps Kevin Costner, who is Mariner, open it a bit more. They get out. They harpoon the kamikaze boat. It turns around and just starts gunning down every single smoker.
Maybe he doesn't answer to Chuck. Try Charles.
Yeah.
I like that line.
He's like, oh yeah, maybe he only answers to Charles. That's why he's killing all our guys. We haven't called him by the right name yet.
Yes. So in this mission alone, basically, I would say 80%, if not more, of the smokers are killed because a big boat explodes and Dennis Hopper's character jumps off the side. He's like, "Later, cousins." He loses an eye in the situation,
Yeah.
but he seems okay.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, he's fine.
No, he's all right.
Put some cold smeat on that, and you're gonna be all right. As old Paps used to say.
He does get a new eye, though.
Yeah.
So,
That's
was
nice.
sort
Oh, I love that eye.
yeah.
Yeah, and Helen and
looks so
Enola.
Does it look like shit? It does look like shit.
Helen and Enola escape on the boat with Mariner, and he's delighted. He is a well-mannered host. He rolls out the red carpets and gives them the fanciest of foods.
Yeah.
Would you like a charcuterie board?
Yeah, he's got a couple in the
Got
basement.
some blankets and everything you need.
He's a teddy bear of the sea.
Yeah.
He's a sea bear.
No, he immediately
It's a bar
wants.
I'm opening up.
He
Sea
immediately wants to throw one of them overboard.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, this is going to save us a lot of time if one of you dies right now.
Yeah, he's an honest man.
Very honest.
If only he was, a little more. If he was a little more committed to his convictions.
That's true. But he's already seen the danger of their journey. She wants the Mariner to take them to land, and he's like, we're not going to make it if both of you are going to take my water.
Yeah.
Well, this guppy grows the heart of a puppy.
God damn, he got me. And he
God
does.
damn it.
Is this the redemption arc we're going to talk about at Minicon?
Absolutely.
Probably, yes.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's a
Everyone.
heart of
As everyone in this room has seen Waterworld, I'm sure. Connoisseurs. Yes.
We can just
Damn it.
play a recording of this
Finally.
podcast, and you and I can go get drunk somewhere.
You can get drunk at Minicon.
Welcome to Minicon. We'll see you later. Click.
We just
Like,
need
there's a cooler Bush Light in the corner over there, guys.
Yeah, we just
yourself.
need, we need some themed snacks. We're eating like tuna out of a can directly, and then just like drinking.
Just raw limes, just
Yeah.
biting right into them.
Yeah, and then
You got
drinking
Bush Light and fucking pork rinds.
Yeah.
some weird like just salty vodka.
Do you know how many chits they're giving us to do this?
50 chits.
Okay.
I demand double.
That's pure hydro, though, right there. If you work out the conversion factor, I think, yeah.
I haven't
looking at a
read
glass of
any
water.
any direct contracts yet, but I think it was chits are unlimited.
Shits are us.
That's pretty good. Well, yeah. So he does want to throw the girl off the boat because there's not enough water. Tripplehorn is like, "What if we fuck?" And he's like, I don't.
On the water.
Get to see that sweet fucking triple horn ass, though, man.
Yeah. So
I like that.
That's true.
This is where we earn the PG-13 rating. There's one fuck later, and then there's an ass right here, and that's the limit. That's PG-13 limit.
Yeah.
And that's 1995 Waterworld.
Yeah.
Bam. So what you guys think?
You go right from Janine's ass to Dennis Hopper's grizzly eye.
That's true. What a transition.
When they're painting his eye on, that fucking takes me out.
I do like that she knows the the situation, how serious it is. I'm gonna throw you overboard. She's like, I'm just gonna offer you my body in exchange for life.
Everyone wants this guy to fuck, except for him.
It's the Waterworld code.
Yeah.
Water is not a lubricant. That is the lesson to be learned here.
Yeah, that's very
It's not,
true.
yeah.
Maybe he only fucks octopus.
Yeah.
That's a different movie.
Well, so they're sailing around doing their thing.
One chit per tentacle.
God. No, God. Okay. Meanwhile,
Just 2 tentacles.
back on the fucking boat,
Oh yes,
Dennis Hopper's boat.
just get his eye.
The dote.
The the shoat. That's the chip boat.
The sea scrot.
Yeah.
Deacon of the Sea.
Deacon of the Sea. Yeah. He's getting his eyes sewn up.
Like the Joker. How do I look? Good, Mr. Joker.
Good. This is where we find out that he's running out of whatever they're called. Oral. Yeah. He's got some poor schmuck down in a little
this guy?
boat in the oil
First of
pit.
all, like when they did a casting call for this guy and he comes walking in, I mean, I feel like immediately I would have been like, we got to call the fucking ambulance. Like,
Yeah,
there's
like
something wrong with
someone help
guy,
this
you know?
guy.
Like, we can't put him in this movie.
I think the casting call calls for that. We need a scrawny, disheveled, old, pale,
guy on the
white
verge of
guy
death.
Are you old and near death? Yeah.
put on a boat and put into the oil. He's the oil checker.
He definitely got paid in shits.
Every team needs a crazy old guy.
Yeah.
I like him. He's just down there, just in
Just
oil,
drinking
doing
spit.
the oil check,
Thankful for
drinking spit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they've only got 4 feet 9 inches of black stuff left. He doesn't think that's enough.
Spits on him, closes
That's
it
what
down.
she said.
Yeah, it's not.
Well, back on the sea, we got a plane.
Yeah.
The seaplane.
Yeah, we got a seaplane coming out, which we assumed is Jack Black.
It
was.
was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he goes around the boat like he was fighting in AT-AT in Star Wars. And gets really caught up in the boat.
Well, that's because fucking Tripplehorn is a dingbat. And
Yeah.
she
Doesn't think
Britted the whole fucking thing.
Well, I'm going to say this. Sort of. She harpoons the gunner of the plane. And I do agree. She messes everything up. But it was kind
She's
of like
a crack shot.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
the thing.
I
So
mean,
it was like
great shot.
so it was like a long shot, and she does kill the gunner. So I'm like, this is a shitty situation. So if she missed, this would have been like, you asshole. But she does, as Jeremy noted, she kills the gunner. So I was like, I don't know. There's
Right.
something to be said about that.
Well,
right, but the result is he loses his cannon.
That's a bummer.
And part of his boat.
yeah. Like if she had missed, no harm, no foul. He comes up from underneath,
Right.
solves it
true.
himself because he's the only competent person.
Right.
But then there's still that gunner. Like,
Well, yeah, but he would take care of it when he comes up. Like
Yeah.
he went down there to get a gun to take care of the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's incredibly competent and hasn't messed up anything ever.
Yeah.
So he for sure would have taken care of it.
Also, when he went downstairs to get his gun, she yelled coward at him. Also, bitch, get in the fucking boat. Like,
Yeah.
someone's
what are you
shooting
doing?
you.
Like,
I mean,
get in the water, any place
Right.
but standing out in the open.
Well, her fucking kid can't swim, so
Yeah.
water's out of the question.
communication is a recurring issue.
Yeah,
That's true.
everything is.
It all comes back down to that.
not everyone knows Portia French,
That's it.
Yeah.
right? The language of the people.
Well, after the airplane situation is resolved, the punishment for fucking it up is a haircut.
Yeah, everyone gets a haircut.
Very quick haircut. Like,
Two
just
bits.
takes out his little machete. Like, there you go. Shaving a haircut, 2 bits. Damn it.
That's the way of the fish people.
You fuck up, you lose your hair.
They're-
he glues their cut hair onto their faces. It's like little makeshift
Has
beards.
a mustache. You gotta wear that.
Gotcha, bitch.
his people call that the scaling.
Like a scalping.
See,
but
we're making this
scaling.
movie better all the time, man.
Yeah.
Well, then they go floating around. Everything's okay for a little bit.
Yeah, well, they complain about being hungry.
And they meet a drifter.
Yeah, they meet the fucking drifter.
Come on, young drifter.
And this guy is out of his fucking
Ooh, yeah.
mind.
Yeah.
And the mariner's like, hey, let's ignore this guy and leave because he sucks. But the bitch is like, maybe he's got food. Hey, we need food.
They do need food.
They do need food.
He doesn't ever seem
know.
really alarmed about that. He's like,
Donger need food.
Because he's like, we're going to be out here for 12 days. And I don't really know why he even says that.
Right. I mean, everything that he says to them is a lie.
Yeah, but that's just like a really like weird time frame.
And they believe it.
Yeah. Oh, they're into it.
Like maybe they'd be more calm if he said 4 days
Yeah.
or 3. Like 12 seems a lot.
That's
Like,
true.
but let's hang in there for 3 days.
I think if land was 4 days away, someone would have found it by now.
And I also think he said 12 days just to shake them off. Like, I don't want you
it's-
traveling
yeah.
with me. Just get out of here. We're going
Are
to be
we
out here.
there
We're
yet?
going to be out here for 4
I gotta
years.
be. I would have killed if I were Kevin Costner. These two people would be dead already.
Yeah.
They would have been
absolutely.
your
Yeah,
jerky.
this movie wouldn't exist. I
Would've
would
been
like as
jerking
soon as I
time.
got away from the bad guys, they're dead. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he said that.
Goodbye.
He's like, I'm
Bye-bye.
going to kill at least one of you.
Yeah. He tried.
He made false promises.
Yeah.
So he's a mariner.
But they do
can't
offer
trust
to
him.
they do offer to trade with the Drifter begrudgingly.
Oof.
Drifter's got paper, which everyone seems to really enjoy.
Right, but then Kevin Costner has
Kevin
got like a freaking stack of magazines later. I was like, dude, this guy's flush with paper.
Yeah.
What's his
He just likes new paper. He read all those already.
Well, the guy presents it. He's like I took this from another group of people. Like this was their culture's like savings. Like this is like all that they owned. Like this was their like treasure.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay. But then later, Kevin Costner's like sifting through magazines.
He's got like
like,
stacks of Nat Geos.
one
down
of
there.
them-
Like,
Yeah.
but
be
those are
fair-
like Hustler and Club and whatnot. Those are
those are
hot
the ones you.
commodities
Those
in
are the ones
open
you
sea.
needed. Yeah.
To be fair, one of these papers looks like someone was drawing on it, or it looked like personal notes, whereas Kevin Costner just had a National Geographic and like some other shit.
Well, he
so it's
also-
like new paper.
It's new paper. He also notices that one of them is in the same language as the tattoo is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think he's interested in that. In exchange for this paper, he offers up what's her name?
Helen.
Dead
Helen.
ass.
Well, at first he wants the girl,
Yeah.
and they're like, no.
They're like, no, none of the little girl stuff.
Yeah.
You can have this one though, even with her derpy haircut.
It was
and,
like just
Helen's
30
like,
minutes.
this is a mistake. He's like, but I have paper.
She kind of goes along with. I mean, she's not stoked, but she's like, all right, I'll go downstairs for 25 minutes.
Let's do this.
Yeah, he changes his mind though. The Mariner does because he's a redemption arc here starting.
Yeah, and then he just stabs the shit out of this dude because this guy freaks out, and they throw him into the sea.
Yeah, I think basically whoring her out was his like. I don't think he was going to go through with that. I think it was punishment. Like when I say we're not going to talk to the Drifter, this is why we don't talk to the Drifter.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Have
I
you
think
learned
so.
your lesson? He's like, but we're hungry, mister. He's like, I could have gotten you food this whole time. I'm just a big dick bag. Let's go fishing for sea monsters.
Well, yeah, well, I wouldn't be super stoked like when they do get food because she's so they ransack this guy's boat, throw him overboard. They're like, but we're still hungry, and he's like, I need resin to fix the boat. And this guy doesn't
the
have
resin
it.
is what they're looking for.
Yeah, so he doesn't have it. He was like, I could get you food. So to get food, he uses himself as bait. He like basically hooks himself to a line and gets a big monster fish to eat him,
Yeah.
and then he blows a hole in
Yeah.
that monster fish, and then you see them all eating. He's like, "Are you happy?" And everyone's like, "Yes."
It's like, yes, we're happy. We're eating. God damn
Yeah,
it.
They're so happy they're singing.
What we've been complaining about this whole fucking time.
Under the sea.
I like how he has like a little fucking like Weber grill on his boat too.
Yeah, it's a little George Foreman.
Also, when they left that boat, they did not rummage very well. They
No.
couldn't give a shit about what that guy
They
had.
just threw all of his trash around.
I kind of assumed the guy just had trash, so
That's fair.
he was like a vessel of trash.
Maybe find some more
Trestle.
paper.
Yeah.
Sweet, more paper.
Trash man of the sea.
Yeah. Well, meanwhile, they're driving around or whatever you do on a boat. They find out like a trading outpost, and
Yeah.
the gassers
They're doing like
the weekend at
fucking Home
Bernie's. Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they got everyone. They got a bunch of dead bodies and their limbs, as Mike was noting in Weekend at Bernie's. They're just like waving, like wave, wave, and
So-
they get a spyglass.
Why the fuck did they do this? Why didn't they just kill everyone, dump them over, and pretend to be the inhabitants? He doesn't know everybody.
You are correct.
Oh man.
You are
They
absolutely.
didn't have to rig up this Rube Goldberg
Yeah.
weekend at
Well, we
Bernie's.
didn't even say the smokers are hidden amongst the bodies,
Right.
And so, as Mike's noting, like none of this needed to happen. They could have killed those people and just been like, hey, come
It's
aboard.
us. We're these guys now.
I know.
I mean, everyone's dirty in this movie, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Kevin Costner's goal is he wants to stop by this like very small outpost for resin to repair the boat.
There's no resin there.
Smoke.
either.
He's smoking that resin, Paul.
But it's a trap.
Yeah, it is a trap, but the trap sucks and it doesn't work.
Yeah, and he just swirls around a bunch of smokers with nets, and then sails off.
Yeah.
Yeah,
After
so it's established that the smokers are a gaggle of fucking morons.
yeah, they're not great strategists, but they really want this girl with the tattoo.
Yeah.
After escaping for what appeared to me 5 minutes, they're like, let's stop running away and go for a fucking swim for a bit.
I really like, side note, when the score starts kicking in when they go under the ocean. This kind of, again, reminds me of a role-playing game. It becomes very ambient and very tranquil. It's like this very like lilting set of like piano lines. It's very like meditative. This happens later on. They'll go under the water again. But I really like it.
Under the sea.
Yeah, and then it kicks in. It's like, under the sea.
Like, yeah, Ariel comes swimming across. Hey, motherfuckers.
Then I eat her.
Thought we killed all you guys.
She's the original smoker.
She is. Well, yeah, she's complaining. She's like, when are we going to get to dry land? And he's like, you know what? There's no dry land. It's a myth.
There's
She's
wetland.
Like, yeah, she's like, where are you getting all your shit, though? He's like, I'll show you. So they go on their little scuba mission with her little double bubble.
Also, I
thing.
feel like that Kevin Costner is swimming insanely fast here while dragging this thing.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I don't
Oh,
feel
yeah.
like that.
Well, he's got
That
web
he could
feet.
navigate an entire city.
He's the mariner. He can do whatever
Web
he wants.
feet, Weber grill.
Yeah. Oh,
Nice.
Yeah.
So
that's why they're called that.
also when they were swimming underwater, he kept dropping these flares that ended up blocks in front of them.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Also, he had a lot of them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Enough
like,
to
where did he
illuminate.
get those from?
So I also noted the chances of you willy-nilly just being like, I have no idea where I am in the world, and I'm just going to dive down right here. And
Being
then,
over Chicago.
yeah, and then finding a massive city, like, wow, you just won the jackpot. On
Yeah, it's
that,
just
too.
right there.
Right.
Well, we don't know how far in the future this is. Maybe
Well-
Earth was like, it's like Dread. It's like mega cities everywhere. So it's all
100% Metropolis
Yeah.
underground.
Well, I was figuring like the chances are like you just probably would dive down and find more ocean.
Right.
Like that would be the percentile of you diving down. Like, but he found a massive city.
Yeah. Lucky day.
Go down there, get a Game Boy, come back up, and you're
Yeah.
a god.
Well, he should have waited a little bit longer to go for his little lucky city dive.
Well, when he brings Helen down there, this is what I was noting. Why does he have the little guest like, I could use this little bubble
Right.
to bring a friend down?
He thought it would be nice if he ever had company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was planning on having company the whole time.
Well, when he gets back up, he has more company because
Oh,
the
yeah.
fucking gassers found him.
Smokers.
Oh, smokers, not gassers.
The
sorry.
gassers.
Whatever. The
That's like that
juicers.
when they become like senior citizens. They're
Right.
gassers.
Little Dennis Hopper. Little feeble.
Little D-hops.
He's like Voldemort in the first Harry Potter. He's just like a foot big. Just like hide under someone's hat.
Harry.
Yeah, I'm gonna hide under a hat. It's the evolution of this. That's the real mutation.
My girlfriend sent me a Instagram video of Voldemort laughing in the different language DVDs of Harry Potter, and it's
God.
fucking amazing. Just FYI.
Well, thanks for sharing that, Mike.
yeah.
There's a French one go.
It does. It's 100%.
Yeah, that's all I wanted. That's
Yeah,
all I
this
wanted.
is something you should look up.
All right, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah. Yeah, so the fuck the gassers, the juicers, whatever they're
All of them.
The Jerkins.
Juice.
the jerky boys. Okay,
Do they bring all their hats and their shoes?
they got all that. Side note: during the summer rental episode, you asked superfan Hillary if she appreciated the fact that I don't know anyone's name, and she told me yes, she does. She finds it great.
Nice.
So there you go.
There you go.
We
Hillary
did it.
Clinton.
Yeah,
So now you're never gonna learn.
I'm no, I'm unteachable. I'm too stupid for this.
Colin is saying, do not compliment your ignorance on this.
Yeah, well, it's too late.
Every time Mike forgets a character's name, that's a tattoo on his back.
Yeah,
Like, what is the tattoo of? Just like a tally mark, or is it like a smiley face?
It's just pure black.
Whatever you want it to be.
yeah.
It's gone over itself so many times.
Yeah. Okay. He gets up from his little swim, and the The smokers are there.
Yeah.
They've got what's her name? They got Deb, and they fuck his boat up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They take Enola.
yeah. Enola, that's right.
Yeah, they take Enola.
Yeah, she was hiding, but then she just pops out. She's like, all right, I'm done.
Yeah, well, they're like, we're going to destroy your boat, or one of you could tell us where she is. No one gives her up, and Enola pops out. They're like, okay, we're taking her with. She's got the tattoo, and we're going to kill all of you. And so Kevin Costner and Helen jump into the water. She's like, I can't breathe like you. And he's like, I could breathe for us both, baby. Mm-hmm. And she's like,
Yeah, I breathe through my dick.
That's what really happened.
I got a snorkel down there somewhere. Reach around for it.
That part of director's cut. Son of a bitch.
Yeah,
That's a shame.
could have
Ruined the whole episode.
missed opportunities. Okay, so after
under the sea.
under the
You know what happens under the sea stays under the sea.
yeah.
It did.
Well, he does breathe mouth to mouth, rat hole to rat hole.
rattle.
And they stay under the water for a while as they burn his boat and they drive off because they assume they're both dead.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they assume the guy with the gills is dead under the water.
Yeah,
I don't think they know about that though.
They did because the guy at the village told him. Remember, he was strapped
yeah.
up.
They're
and they
double
shot him.
agent
Well, he
guy.
didn't shoot him.
Yeah,
But
big hair.
big hair.
Lion hair.
Yeah,
Nord.
that's quite a
his
man.
name was Nord.
That's what he's cast as.
Sick.
Yeah.
Nord.
He looked like
Hey,
a
Nord.
Nord.
Poor guy.
I think his name is
Yeah.
Nord. Nord in real life.
Probably.
Self-fulfilling prophecy.
That's all he would answer to.
I'm gonna be Nord in a movie one day. Yes,
You can only play characters named Nord.
Yeah. Fuck.
Well, yeah, their boat's on fire. They go,
Yeah, they.
but you know who comes to see him?
Old Greg.
Old Greg.
It's Balloon Boy.
Yeah, he's been flying around for what, a couple
What
of weeks
the
now.
fuck? Yeah, where did this guy come from?
This guy, he comes from your dreams.
If you thought
And he's
the
upgraded his balloon. Like it's now, instead of like a rickety fucking wooden bike, it's now attached to like a John boat.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
this guy was on his own side mission. This is why it's a role playing game. This guy's like, I'm going to upgrade vehicle to level 1 to level 30. Apparently self sufficient that he has food, just living in the sky.
Yeah, well, he has that other little. He found that other little outpost or
He
whatever.
befriends some birds. Mm-hmm. He lives amongst the clouds.
I did want to mention that there was a bonding moment between Mariner and
You could say
Helen.
marinara.
our Tripplehorn chick.
Triple X and marinara.
She's like, why didn't you accept me before? She's like, you didn't want me before. Back when she disrobed and they made some sweet love on the boat before Gregor showed up.
But
They fuck on that.
there's
Gregor was
no
walking
way,
for a
right?
while, though.
Because he just got shot.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
totally.
true.
So he's like bleeding all over everything if
Oh,
they're
yeah.
trying to do anything.
Yeah, but I think he's there's a moment in time where a man has to be a man. And I think
lead into
she's
it.
offering it up now. He's gonna take that opportunity.
Oh, yay.
So what you're saying is this guy's libido kept himself alive.
Yes.
He's like,
Yeah.
I will be damned
if he
if
kept,
I'm not going to sleep with this woman.
right, as long as he kept that in check, everybody
Yeah,
was
he's
fine.
like, hey, babe, but there's too much blood coming out of my side. We need to reallocate that.
Shift it around.
Yeah, just move that blood somewhere else. Where could we put it? I know.
He just has to lay on his side.
Yeah,
Keep the blood in.
like he has acid reflux.
yeah,
Yeah, if I lay on my right side, the blood will stay in.
exactly. Yeah.
Gotta make love on the left. And that's when Gregor showed up.
It's me, old Greg.
I'm telling you, Greg.
No, continue, guys.
I
he
have a
watched
level
them
10 aircraft.
Yeah,
Enter my dirigible.
gross. I will not.
Floating John boat.
Yeah, but he rescues him. Takes him to his little fucking new island, whatever.
Well, he takes him to the camp of people.
yeah.
Like, all the survivors, including like the sheriff. They're
They're
like,
gypsies.
hey.
yeah,
Yeah, basically.
Gypsies of the
we're gonna
sea.
start over.
Yeah, they're like, we have a couple, like jet skis hanging around and a couple boats, but like we have like scant supplies and we're gonna die soon. So it's a thrill ride.
All right.
Yeah, but he also thinks he can read the map now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're just like, oh, it's backwards. You found coordinates. You just got to read it backwards. He's like, oh, damn.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, dip.
this whole time.
Oh, dip. I'm old Greg.
He learned their numbers with the new language, as though numbers aren't numbers in like many languages.
Yeah.
Okay.
He did it. He upgraded himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He found enough like runes to translate.
Yeah, he did it.
Yeah.
And now Mariner's like, I'm going to go get Enola. If they've got her, I'm getting her.
Yeah.
I'm taking this jet ski. They're like, don't go with him. It's a suicide mission. He's like, I'm going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And then he finds his way to the big old boat, like this huge craft.
It's a huge barge.
And I have some back and forth moments with this. So he goes through, so he gets on this boat and then jumps off the boat and kills some people on jet skis, then gets back on the boat. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
And just goes on a walking kill spree.
Yeah.
And I love it, but
As one does, though.
Yeah, the conflicting moment is, so we get Nord antagonizing Enola. Like, I'm going to kill you. They're like, the goal is they're going to de-skin her back to get the map off because they want to flatten it, but they're going to do this in a little bit. And while
the
this
back's not flat enough. You
Sure.
have to flatten it more.
and it's like a fist big.
Right.
Like,
To be clear, you can see this tattoo
Right.
very clearly.
Yeah, it's very clear. Very
and anyone
clear.
could redraw it, do
They
whatever. you
wanted
want.
to skin this girl.
Yeah. But while this is happening, there's like a waiting period.
Oh,
and
is this her fucking monologue?
Yeah, and
that sucked.
that's he's like, she's basically highlighting that he's Batman. Nord is like, we're going to skin you. He's like, well, my friend's gonna come, and he doesn't have friends, and he comes from the shadows.
He doesn't have a name.
Fast like
Yeah,
the big
he,
wind.
He doesn't have a name because no one could find him, and he's saying all this. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? Like, he is doing some awesome I
think she got into
killing.
the Deacon's Jack Daniels there. For
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
Deeks Jack,
yeah.
He has a particular
private
particular set of skills. that
Yeah,
we-
and by the way, like this is like 500 years from when probably the last bottle of Jack Daniels has been produced, and this Jack Daniels
So now-
bottle, it looks like it just rolled off like a fucking grocery store
well,
shelf.
now it's really good, buddy. Yeah. Now you want to drink it.
I like a scene later where I think Nord's like watering them down. It's like you can see a watered down Jack Daniel.
He hasn't been drinking real Jack Daniels for like 20 years.
While most of this is happening, almost all of the crew is assembling on top of the boat, and Deacon
They're
is
pissed.
giving a speech. Yeah, I actually thought this was kind of fun because Deacon's like, I have I want to talk to all of you. He's on this like intercom, and like a lot of these like crewmates are like, "You suck, dude." I was like, "Oh,
Yeah, they're tired of his fucking visions and his bullshit.
yeah, you promised us land." He's like, "Oh, I found land." And basically, to cut it short, is he tells them a bunch of lies. Like, yes, he has the map, but he's like, "I found a way to decode it. I have a dream. It's going to lead us to land." And they just start rowing.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Yeah." So everyone goes back to the bottom of the boat.
Oh,
But
yeah. FYI, they turned the Exxon Valdez into a rowboat.
yeah.
Yes.
And so they just start rowing, and he's like, that bought us time. And like his like closer inner circle henchmen, including Nord, is Lordy, Nordy. He and some of the inner circle Deacon's like, they'll row forever.
Yeah, like, I don't know where
like
I'm
this
going.
just
Who
bought me,
gives a
this
shit?
just bought me time. But then upgraded Mariner steps up, and they're like, who's this one sole man on this boat? And he's got now a duster and goggles and a harpoon gun and work boots.
Just casually walked up to the Deacon.
Yeah,
like,
this is a terrible plan. Like, he's been sneaking around killing everyone, but now he's like, hey, bro,
Yeah.
it's me.
you need that badass walk up moment. And this was his.
Yeah.
Like, it's me,
Yeah,
Mariner.
he's like, I'm here for the girl, and Deacon's like, why? He's like, I like her.
Yeah.
She's my friend.
Turns out that
I have a
friendship
windowless
is magic.
van.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he then throws a flare down a shaft that just sets the boat on fire.
Yeah. It's
That
it's
kills everybody.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's a shaft
he
right
has
into the
unlimited
oil
flares.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this is the one flare you needed. There's like the match in the Fifth Element.
I mean, like, there's just one hole on the whole barge that leads right to the
Yeah.
oil.
On all oil tankers, there's a hole in the top
Any
of it. that
one
goes
of the
down.
thousands of
Pretty sure
people.
that oil, like raw crude,
Would not
doesn't
explode.
ignite like that. But
that would
I
have
don't
put that flare out.
Well,
probably
to address Lamar's question, I thought everyone knew about the explode hole.
Everyone knew, but no one wanted to drop a match down there, which is good.
Sure,
Deacon is by the explode hole.
But everyone knows about it.
he is by
Like,
the
oh
explode hole.
shit.
Well, yeah. So the boat be exploding, and Deacon is all super messed up. He takes Enola and gets onto a plane. And while this is happening, Mariner sets up a zip line and then takes a big anchor or grappling hook and then zip lines to that plane and shuts that plane right down. Good job.
Yeah, it was a good shot. He rips the landing gear right off of it.
Would you say, hey, man, nice shot?
I would. It was a good shot, man.
Yeah, good shot, man. Hey.
Yeah, well, so he, Enola is fine, but how the fuck are they going to get off this exploding boat?
Jump.
Same way they get out of everything.
Yeah,
Jump.
jump. Well, no,
Get in the water.
Yeah, and then fucking old Greg flies around in his thing.
Grab my shoe. It's full of Jaeger.
Yeah, he's now his balloon has been upgraded with a fucking bungee cord.
Yeah. The bungee cord. Goddamn.
Yeah, let's note. So Helen and old Greg and maybe the sheriff's there. They pull Mariner and Enola in there, and almost everyone's dead. There are a couple, people on jet skis. Dennis Hopper, Deacon, is still alive. He takes a shot randomly and shoots the aircraft.
Yeah,
and,
that was another good shot.
right.
Yeah.
And Enola falls out, so she falls far. So immediately, Kevin Costner ties a bungee cord around his ankle and says, "You got to tie this off." And they're like, "What?" He's like, "You've got to tie it off," and just jumps. And Helen's like, "Oh my God, what?" And everyone's like, "You've got to tie it off."
Bitch, tie it off.
Like, everyone is going to
Tie off, bitch.
And she ties it off, and he bungees down and grabs Enola and bungees
Scoops
right
her
back
up.
up.
Yeah.
Yes.
It wasn't a bungee cord. It was just a rope. Come on, guys.
You are
Let's go there.
correct. That turned magically into a bungee cord.
Yeah.
So the real story would be Kevin Costner jumps down.
His ankle rips off.
His ankle rips off. Sea monsters eat him. Enola is dead, and the credits roll.
Oh, boy.
That's the ending I want.
Yeah,
Nobody finds dry land.
yeah. But they yank up, and as soon as they yank up,
He yanks him right up.
yeah, a bunch of people on jet skis simultaneously crash into Dennis Hopper, and he and the remaining smokers, from what we see, are all dead.
Aw.
And then we get this really weird scene of they're just like flying around. I like the score. Again, the score comes back for me. But they're just flying around. They're like, hey, we're just in a sky ship and we're just going to fly around.
Like, I know how to get everywhere and control this ship, but now I don't. I don't know what's going on.
Well, he's like,
Yeah,
according
we're
to the
just-
map, it's
we're
that
just-
way, and they just go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can control the wind.
And you know what? They find land, guys.
Yeah.
They see a bird. They see, like, I think what it was like a little pelican.
Yeah, like the
Seagull,
fucking
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anheuser-Busch
They
Clydesdales are
find
there.
land. They immediately go down. The first thing they notice is like, oh my God, like they get to this huge like water area and they're like, this is all fresh water. So like they're set on water for the rest of their lives. Like,
Except
awesome.
for that, they have Giardia now.
Yes, that's fine.
Because those horses are all
Extreme
shitting in that
parasites.
water. Yeah.
You go from Waterworld to Giardia
Shit
world.
world.
It's a different kind of world.
Yeah. And coincidentally, right where they
These are the new
landed,
chits.
that's where Enola's house was. She's like, hey, it's my house. Oh, my dead parents and a music box.
And they're like, we should bury them. I think it was their way. Like they're Star Trek characters. Like, Captain,
The prime directive is failing here.
I think burying them was their way.
But there
Let's
was
get rid
like,
of these nasty ass skeletons.
this house is pretty sick. Let's get rid of the dead bodies. There were a few like huts around.
Yeah.
That no one. So what happened to the people here?
I think they just died eventually.
Yeah.
Why were they not fucking enough? Like why? There were at least.
I mean,
a couple
everybody's
houses.
gonna die. There's not that many people left. Like
There were people living on a
everybody's
fucking
gonna die.
floating
There's gonna be
city.
mutants, and
Yeah,
then
it seemed to be
eventually,
up-
like,
yeah.
yeah.
But you would think the people that lived on land with water and like resources would have
Also,
been better
how
off
big
than the
is
water
this piece
people.
of land that they're on now?
Well,
you know?
it seems giant. Like the idea is like I think it's implied that this is a giant piece of land, and now they have all the fresh water. So, here's the problem: they don't have maybe food for the day, but they could probably fend for themselves.
Kill
They-
one of those horses.
Yeah.
I was gonna say there's horses, there's all this fresh water, and they have shelter. Like that's already set up. And you know what Kevin Costner does? leaves.
Fucking leaves.
The hell
why
is
wouldn't you?
this?
He doesn't belong there. He's
No,
got
he's
web
got
feet.
gills.
There's a little montage scene where he's looking around. He's like, yeah, this doesn't feel right. He sees the horses and he's trying to walk on land, and he's clearly having some land sickness. Like, I don't belong here.
Okay, but I'm gonna throw this out.
Yeah.
So, okay, everyone's happy. They're like, "We did it! Yay! Where are you gonna go?" He's like, "Places." so he leaves, and this is the end of the movie.
Waterworld.
You would assume, though, no matter what, this would be this guy's now like home base.
Yeah,
Like,
he would
yeah.
come back.
Yeah, he's probably coming back.
I got the feeling that he's not.
he
It's
might
like, bye.
That's
Like,
what they give you the
like,
movie. yeah.
The ending is more like, I might see you one day, but probably not. I'm like,
Okay.
I would assume this guy's coming back on the regular. Like, I
Well,
don't
I think
I don't belong
I think he does
here.
come back, and then that's where the postman starts.
Exactly.
Nice.
So they had all these little flyers that had the same symbol and information that with the tattoo had.
Right.
He could have grabbed those and dished them out
Yeah.
to other people to bring them back to this land.
Yeah.
But fuck them.
No.
Yeah, I mean, I just assume like this guy was like probably like cool. Like I'm gonna live amongst the sea, but I'll be back a lot. I'm gonna like always come back here to repair my boat. I'll like probably keep supplies here, and they're like, great, we'd love to see you. But he's like, nah.
Yeah, and the feeling I got from their goodbyes, him and Enola and the other chick, is he's never coming back. But like you said, there's no reason why he shouldn't come back. He knows where it is.
Right.
He needs supplies. He wants to see him. He
His
clearly
boat
cares
sucks.
for him.
His boat
sucks. He
I don't
needs
think he wants
to
to pay that
upgrade
child
it.
support, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think that's why he leaves.
And he would. I would assume he wouldn't just like drift around aimlessly now. He'd always be like, I go like a day or two out. Like,
Yeah.
why would you not, or why would you go farther?
Be a lot happier life if you can just.
Yeah.
This guy
around.
is crackers.
Yes.
Well, before we get into our final views of Waterworld and the ending of Kevin Costner just leaving, as always, reach out to us, rabbittroopsuckspodcast@gmail.com. Is there a movie you want us to review? Is there something snazzy that we didn't pay attention to? Well, let us know. And we're going to be getting to some of those user requests, listener requests.
They're users. It's like we're like a drug.
Yeah, you use us. Do a line of Rabbit Troop Sex. We'll be getting some of those requests. We'll be talking about that soon. But you come again, see us at Minicon September 21st, Saturday, around noon. I think we go on about 12:15. We'll be in Aurora. We'll be at the library, and we'll be talking about some redemption stories. But yeah, we're also reachable at rabbittroopsucks.com proper. We have a website, we have pictures, links to merchandise, various other things, and we're on the social medias. So Facebook, Instagram, and as always, we're on any kind of platform you can listen to us on. So if there's one platform you want to listen to us rather than another, hit us up. YouTube, Amazon, the iTunes podcast app, whatever you need. But yeah, what everyone think of Waterworld 1995? There is land. I've seen it.
Yeah.
I'll go.
You
I
go for it.
I like Waterworld. It's entertaining. It could be shorter. It could be longer. Who knows? Again, I really have a problem with all the dirty people being that close to fucking ocean water. Also, I wonder where the fuck they get like all the supplies and food. It just doesn't make any sense. But I do like I like some of the practical effects. Some of the special effects were a little iffy, but it is an older movie. Yeah, it was entertaining. It's not my favorite movie, but I'll watch it again at some point in time in my life.
You want to go, La-Mar?
Yeah. Right off the bat, I want to say the set design in this movie is amazing. Every detail with the ships, like you can see the rust on all the metal, and just the way like fish nets are just strung about, and just all kinds of mariner stuff, just seafaring oars, and just whatever you think about the ocean and objects are on boats. It's actually kind of awesome. The set design, costumes. This is an actually good movie. It's long, but it's understandable why it's long, and we've already talked about cutting it back, but I don't think it gets enough credit for how long it is. Great acting overall, I want to say, but some of the side characters I feel were not emphasized enough, like Nord. I feel like could have been a bigger character. Gregor could have been a bigger character, but they kind of feel flat in this movie. Other than that, I kind of like this movie. It's, I don't want to say it's a hidden gem. It's Waterworld. We all know it exists. It's amazing how much money it lost, guys. I just want to bring up some numbers here. $172 million for the
How much it
budget.
costs to make. Do you know that
Yeah,
if they made, like, that is the equivalent, and I have this written down, $360 million today. That's
Lord.
what it would cost.
It did become profitable eventually, but it took years and years, and it's kind of a shame that they spent so much money on that. I don't think it was necessary for all that money to be spent, but overall solid movie, I want to say.
Colin, what do you
What
think
else are you
about
gonna do with that money?
What do you think about Nord, the movie?
It was okay. I think kind of the biggest problem is they were trying to have this really epic movie, but they didn't have the story to really complete that, or like, you know, make that vision happen. And so it's just an okay movie. Like, we've mentioned a couple times, the plot is very thin. There's nothing explained. The preamble to the world itself is like 2 sentences long.
That was a joke.
Yeah. And we hate that, but it doesn't really help when it doesn't really explain anything either. But I mean, overall, it was still had a ton of fun. Like, if you just go with the flow, Mike said at the beginning, that doesn't really feel like a 2 hour movie, and it doesn't. It really flows nicely and is a lot of fun.
That's a quick question. You think a little more world building would it help this movie or hurt it?
I mean,
Well,
what can you build, though?
so,
like,
okay.
you're in the fucking water.
I think it would hurt it.
How do they have a girl who from an island who can't swim or doesn't know how to get there? How does she end up in the middle of?
I would have liked that.
Nothing's
question
explained.
answered,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would have added an extra 30 minutes, like I said. You'd probably get the director's cut, but maybe making more sense would have made this movie a little better. I don't know if that would have helped.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the problem is, like, I don't really know if it would have helped really make the movie better, but not having it definitely hurt it.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah, I mean, so far I agree with all of you guys. Like, I'm not taken aback that I watched this. I've seen it before. I saw this movie when it came out. So I don't mind watching this movie every now and then. I do feel there are some unexplained things by all means, so that would have helped. But yeah, I mean, there's some fun action sequences. As I said, I do like the score. For me, this movie is just somewhat unbalanced too. So, Robin Hood really had this charm of being like, sometimes it's romantic, sometimes it's comedic, and like it really flows well and meshes well. And this movie just is like, it doesn't flow as well as other movies.
Well, I think Robin Hood had a lot of good supporting characters that
Totally.
you cared
Yeah,
about and that
totally.
had good actors portraying them. I mean, Dennis Hopper was the only real other. I mean, he was the only actor in this movie,
Right.
if you ask me, that was worth anything.
And that's where they really try to put all of their comedic eggs in one basket, and it sometimes works, it sometimes
Oh, yeah.
doesn't. Like, sometimes it's funny, but then sometimes you're like, dude, like, you're just doing stupid things now. Like, you wouldn't do this, like, even if you're kind of a villain. But yeah, like, I don't want to speak too harshly about this movie because I do feel people rake it over the coals, but like, it's overall fun. I mean, again, it was fun watching with you guys. But yeah,
It's
like, I'd
entertaining.
put it here and there. What do you think, Mike?
Yeah, so I thought I was going to be the only person here that liked this movie. I like this movie a lot. The whole thing with like not enough backstory. I usually like when movies don't give you a lot of backstory because I feel like it usually just takes too long and doesn't, and then it turns into like fucking Star Wars where you have to know everything about every fucking person and it's annoying. I could have done with a little bit of context, like, yeah, how did Enola get there? How did Nord keep his hair clean? There were a few things that could have been explained, but overall, I like it. Like Jeremy said, adjusted for inflation, this was $350 million. That's what Avengers Endgame cost. And I would much rather watch like a big set piece practical effects movie than fucking Avengers Endgame.
Agreed.
Like where I'm sure most of that money was just the salary of the 8 big name actors that were in it. Like, that
Right.
sucks. I love big set piece movies. Like, I mean, I don't. Ben-Hur is kind of dated, but like movies where they just built something, and you can tell, like when at the beginning,
That's
when
Kevin
he's-
Costner's thing. Big
yeah,
set
like,
pieces,
when
man.
he's sailing around on that boat at the beginning, like this is fucking dope. Like they built this boat, and it's awesome.
The boat is awesome.
The boat is super
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
All the little details on that boat
Yeah.
it really blew my mind.
It feels real and like accessible, and I love post-apocalyptic stuff. Like, yeah, I could have done with a little bit more info, but like I'm glad they didn't explain how his little piss machine worked. I'm glad they didn't explain like what city he was going to underwater. Like they didn't need to be there. You're just in the moment. Yeah, I don't know. I like this movie. I think it's fun.
Got it.
Yeah.
We did Waterworld.
Yeah.
It was not dry.
But
No.
No.
God, so wet.
guys, real bummer. They canceled summer. That's
Yeah.
it.
fuck.
Bummer.
That's it. We're done with summer.
Son of a bitch.
Are we
just did
getting
it.
another season next year?
We're getting another season that's going to start, and with this next week we get another Joe Dante film, Explorers, 1985, Year of Dante. I told you that every time there's going to be a seasonal shift, Dante's going to be in your heart. So yeah, I don't know if everyone has seen this movie, but we're going to watch it, and I think most of us might be there. But yeah, Explorers, new season, fall, my favorite season, and then you're gonna blink your eye and we're gonna be looking at Halloween movies. That's incredible.
There you go.
That's how fast summer came and went.
You know, every time I upload our episodes to our streaming platform, it asks like episode number and what season is this? We're in season 1 of Rabbit Troop Sucks still. Maybe at some point we'll break off and do a second one.
There is, yeah. We will always be in season 1.
Yeah.
Season 1, episode 5,000.
Yeah, that's what we're getting towards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think once we have like 500 something episodes, like one for every day of the year, then we could be in season 2.
There you
Okay.
go. You'd be like DuckTales. I think there's like 50 episodes of DuckTales in season 1. And they're like, yeah, this is a new season.
Oh, you should look up like reality shows. It's like season 2, 400 episodes.
Jesus.
Season 3, 10 episodes. It's like no rhyme or
Fantastic.
reason of what, like how they're labeled or whatever's going on.
That checks out.
Yeah, but I thought this movie was fun. Go back and watch it. But yeah, sorry everyone, summer's ending, but I'm gonna put on some hooded sweatshirts. It's gonna get all boogeyman weather out there, and it's gonna be awesome. So anything anyone wants to say about Waterworld? There is land.
Yeah, it's right over there.
It's a myth.
Underrated movie.
Manland.
Yeah, doesn't deserve the hate.
Yeah. It just, I think most of the hate is from, I don't know, the money it lost. I think people just like to look at it and laugh and like, $100 million you lost.
It was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Do you think Kevin Costner can fight? They didn't show him fight at all.
No,
in
I
this
don't
movie.
think he can fight at all.
He could swing. He could swing around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kevin
he
Costner
can
can
swing.
swing. Let's put that on. That is going down.
As always, Rabbit Troop sucks.
It does look like shit, and it feels like cold shit. That was for you.